Hey everyone, this is Matt from End Sickness. Today I'm going to tell you about the best binders for heavy metals, the best heavy metal chelators that are out there. First, let me say I'm not a medical doctor. This is not medical advice. This is based on my experience, the things I went through, the things I saw with my daughter, my clients, etc. Okay, so let me go back to the point here. Heavy metals, are they a big problem? Of course they are. They're everywhere. They're in our food. They're in our air. They're all around us, right? The only thing I would say is even a bigger threat to heavy metals is mycotoxins. But let me just go back to the heavy metals because I could talk all day about mycotoxins. So heavy metals, what do you do about heavy metals when you're exposed? You know, what do? You just have to live with it? How do you change your diet? Well, the first thing you do in terms of diet is you want to have a diet that supports detoxification. And that's not going to be a diet that's high in animal products and low in fiber. You want to have a diet that's more plant-based because plant-based foods have polyphenols, phytonutrients, fiber, things that help to get rid of toxins and calm down inflammation. If you have too much inflammation in your diet or too much inflammation is being triggered over and over again, your body's never going to release heavy metals. To get rid of the heavy metals, you have to stop the inflammation, stop the triggering from your diet first, okay? And that is absolutely key. So you want to have a higher fiber, more plant-based diet, and you want to start there. Make sure you're going to the bathroom consistently. Make sure that urine has some color to it. Make sure your kidneys and liver are functioning. Get some liver flushes done. Get your bowel movements normalized. Once you're there, then okay, let's talk about some supplements, okay? And the best binders or the best heavy metal chelators are going to start off with, in no order, micronized zeolite. Okay, zeolite is a really good one. It's fairly new. And my favorite is actually a liquid product that's by Avini Health, A-V-I-N-I, Avini Health. Pretty expensive, but a really good product. I've seen a lot of benefits with myself, my daughter, clients. There's hundreds of testimonials on there about the product. That is a very unique formula that has cleaned the zeolite of its contaminants and has been modified in the lab to be have a higher absorption rate. The next thing would be your carbonized bamboo or Takasumi Supreme by Supreme Nutrition. Carbonized bamboo binds to all different types of toxins, including heavy metals. And this is maybe one of a weaker binder in terms of binding capacity to lead and mercury and things like that. But some of the other heavy metals, your other things like copper, the other metals that are in nickel, things like that, chromium, etc. These things that shouldn't be in there in excessive amounts, it'll start to bind to these things and start to remove the metal levels and things like cadmium, etc. So the next binder would be your apple pectin. Apple pectin is a great one because it gels up in the intestinal system. When you put it in, it goes and it will suck basically whatever liquid's there will bind to it. And as the blood filters through the stomach, it'll filter through and the apple pectin will help to clean it out. So that's a really good binder. It's been shown to bind to lead, to cadmium, to mercury, to other things. Another great chelator is going to be broken cell wall chlorella. Broken cell wall chlorella is great because it helps to modify the pH, and the pH is increased, so then the cells open up and start dumping these metals. It also can bind to different metals like aluminum, lead. It's been shown to bind to mercury, other things as well. So that's one of my favorites as well. The last one I'm going to mention is bentonite clay. Bentonite clay is an awesome product. Like I said, these are in no particular order. Bentonite clay has a wide variety of binding capacities: lead, mercury, cadmium, aluminum, all the things that I mentioned before. But if you're going to use these, you got to say, well, which one should I use first, Matt? To me, you got to go ahead and rotate through them, okay? You got to figure out, start off with, let's say, the apple pectin and the Takasumi Supreme, the carbonized bamboo, something that's softer. You want to start off with the soft ones, then move into the chlorella, which is a little bit more detoxy, and then move into the zeolite, right? And then the clay or whatever in that order. But the reality is you don't want to start off with the zeolite. That's probably one of the last two that you want to add in. I would say you start off with apple pectin, then carbonized bamboo, then move up to the clay, and then I'd say the zeolite would be the last one, and the chlorella would be right before that. Whatever. You just don't do the zeolite first. It's the strongest, okay? And you don't want to detox and not have any real binders to get rid of this stuff. So I went over the most incredible chelators here, the natural chelators, things not like DMSA and EDTA and all those things that are synthetic and harmful to your body. I went over the natural ones. Hopefully that's helpful. If you have any questions about heavy metal chelation, let me know. I went through it. I had lead, mercury toxicity as well as aluminum was also high. And, I was able to decrease my levels through the use of these, but specifically chlorella was a major game changer to me in high doses. And if you have any questions about dosing or anything like that, reach out to me. Put your questions in the comments. Happy to go ahead and answer. Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to my website, endsickness.org, for more information. I got hundreds of articles, hundreds of videos, covers everything you could think of. If you want to heal yourself, and it focuses on one main thing that everybody else doesn't: the mast cells in your own immune system, and how your own immune system is creating your own symptoms. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope to see you again soon.